Happy mid-May, Taurus. This is your general reading for Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. I want to say thank you to all of you who watch, like, comment, and subscribe. I've really enjoyed doing these readings over these last couple months, and hopefully I will be able to continue for the foreseeable future. So, Taurus, let's see what mid-May has in store for you. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. And so front and center for the next couple weeks, what we have is the Five of Swords paired with the Chariot. The energy that surrounds these two cards is one of already having started changing or moving in some direction. The Five of Swords is showing some kind of conflict, whether with a spouse, with friends, with colleagues or a boss, but it feels as if this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. This was the final event, I guess, in this situation, whoever it is that it's happening with. And it's, even though it is mid-month and it could just be starting, I really get the feeling that this has already started. The Chariot is often a card of movement, of moving, of change, looking for new opportunities, looking at different options, but I really feel as if this has already begun. So this is a continuation from the beginning of May at the very earliest. So leading up to this, we have the Magician paired with the Initiate. And with these cards, I almost feel like they should be in the other order with the Initiate on top. What I'm hearing or picking up here is that you had already moved on before this catalyst occurred. Whatever this was to really break things up and break things apart, you had already moved on. If this argument or fight or whatever was with a partner, I feel as if you had already kind of cut ties with that person and you were prepared to move forward, to move on, to look for new opportunities. Maybe you had already found new opportunities, but I feel like you were ready for it and it's not affecting you as deeply as it could had this been a surprise. The Initiate paired with the Magician says that you're going to be okay. You have kind of already thought through this. Maybe if this is a situation that occurred with a boss, maybe you did something that caused you to be laid off or fired or something of that sort, but you knew before you actually did it that that's how it was going to end. So I don't think this was a surprise, and I think that you really are leading your life right now. I don't feel like you're just letting this stuff happen to you. You really are playing an active role in how this is happening. Why you would choose the avenues that you've chosen is kind of difficult to determine for me, but I feel like you have this plan in play. I don't think that there is any fault at this. I think that even though you knew what you were doing, it had to play out this way. If you cheated on a spouse, I feel like it's the only way that your spouse would allow you to leave the relationship. So even though if for other people it might not have been the best way to go about it, I feel like it was kind of your only option in order to move forward with your life. Going toward the end of May and into June, we have the Eight of Cups paired with the Ace of Wands. So with the Eight, you are kind of walking away from what you've built up. You're still searching for a missing piece of the puzzle, and that's okay. You've kind of you have a balancing act going on here. You know nothing is going anywhere. So everything that you've accumulated thus far is going to stay put. You're not going to lose it because of the actions that you've taken. You're setting things up so that you can come back to it once you have the missing piece of the puzzle. And it looks like you're going into June with that piece because this is a fresh start. There is some passion put back in your life. It's the start of something, not just the start of the month, but it's like a start of a new phase of your life. I think this is the piece you're missing for. I think that maybe for some of you Taurans, you've been very stagnant lately, and now you're kind of stepping outside of the box, stepping outside of what you've been doing because it's just not working for you. And even though there are other people that are involved in this whole situation, it's not fair for you to stay in, whether it's the job, whether it's the relationship, the friendship, whatever it is. It's not fair for them to ask you to stay when it's really not working for you. So you're doing what you can to move forward into June in a pleasant way. I'm going to pull a few cards from messages from your animal spirit guides just for clarification, validation, and additional information. Okay, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, so it looks like you kind of need some quiet time. If you're leaving a relationship, even if you have moved on with another person, that relationship may not work out either because I really feel like this is a time for you to reflect on yourself and where you're coming from and where you're going to. The cards that came up were the Humpback Whale, Kiwi, and the Manatee. So the Humpback Whale is about finding your song, finding your inner voice and your music. Maybe you are someone that does play an instrument and you've kind of put it on the back burner because of what's been going on in your life. You've kind of lost yourself, you've lost your love of life, and it's time to kind of figure out who you are and get that back. Maybe you are a singer, maybe you play an instrument, but it's time to go back to that. The Kiwi is about meditation, solitude, thinking about what it is you really want and making that happen. And the Manatee is about accepting the situation and not, even though it's about not fighting to change the situation, I think that what that has to do with is don't fight to change other people's opinions and feelings about the situation. Your feelings are just as important as everybody else's, so don't try to make people understand how or why you're feeling the way you are. Just move forward with your life. Go into June trying to find yourself again. And maybe that's the missing piece that this Eight of Cups was talking about. Maybe it's just you. You've lost yourself over the last little while and it's time to find you again. So hopefully this resonated with some of you Taurans out there. If you would like more information or a private reading, please email me at traveler with two L's 1230 at gmail.com or leave a comment for me and I will get back to you. Um, if this didn't resonate with you, please watch your moon and rising signs as well. One of those might be a better fit, or you can combine them to see a deeper picture. Anyway, I hope you're having a great May, and I'll see you back here in June.